welcome to the Playboy Mansion.
Hey guys, welcome to Playboy's Tarot. Today we'll be doing another pick a card reading. This is going to be who's currently thinking about you, who has you on their mind. So we have 4 piles, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So if you need a minute to pick a pile you feel the most drawn to, feel free to pause the video right here. Also, I want to say that I have been seeing your requests for the career and finances reading, so that will be coming through. Just putting out some content out there, so I will be getting to that reading very soon. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and get started with group 1. Hey group 1, so let's see who currently has you on their mind. We have the Ace of Swords reverse, we have the Page of Swords reverse, we have the 2 of Cups, the Star, and the 5 of Swords. Spiritual growth, true gem, coming together, protection, work, change your focus, patience, separation, magician, and the Mirror, and Venus. So with you guys, I feel like this is someone who you may have had some sort of on and off communication, or just the way you guys articulate yourselves to one another just always ends up being misconstrued, or there's always kind of misunderstandings. There's issues with you guys, effectively communicating and speaking with one another. So I feel like you guys may not be in communication with each other right now. Maybe someone cut off communication, or, it's just not consistent between the both of you. But this person is someone who is heavily keeping their eye on you here. You are heavily on their mind, but they're really conflicted on how it is that they feel about you here. I feel like that on one mind, they want to be connected to you, and they want to come into they want to come together with you, but on the other end, they end up kind of pulling themselves back, or there's just kind of a manipulative type of edge that happens here between you and this person. And I feel like they need to go through some sort of period of growth, or they've just been going through that growth period at this time, or this connection has ignited or incited for them to go through growth. Now this could be someone who you met through work, through school, some sort of organized place, and maybe that's why the situation wasn't able to come together, because the separation card is here. But I feel like they've been patiently waiting for their time to really emerge in your life, show up again, because there is this appreciation that they have for you. They do see you as someone who's really special, especially with true gem coming through here. And I feel like in another way that it kind of intimidates them in a sense. But I feel like they are kind of a master illusionist in a sense, where even though they have these feelings for you on the inside, they don't want to be the type to express that outwardly, or they just kind of shapeshift in a sense, and not literally shapeshift, but in where they are going to be one way one time, and then they're going to be completely different the next time. So I'm kind of getting this kind of hot and cold type of energy, and I feel like they've been trying to shift their focus from you, or they've been trying to distract themselves in a way, because there was some sort of disappointment that happened between you and this person, where you guys weren't able to come together, or there was a falling out, or you guys have fallen out now, or there's just some mismatch energy where you guys just can't seem to align with one another. Now, in another sense, they may feel as though you're really guarded from them, or they know that you've gone through some type of evolution, that you've gone through some type of growth period, that you've changed your perspective, that you've kind of turned your back on the situation, or at least that they're feeling that way, and that you're no longer investing time in this energy, and you're kind of protecting yourself a little bit more. And now that they see that they're looking at you in a different perspective, because you are standing in your light, you're standing in your truth, you've evaluated, you've grown from this person, and now they don't know if they're going to be able to have a chance to come back in and create some type of new beginning. So I feel like they've just been gathering a lot of information about you. They've been checking you out online, or they've been wondering, even if you don't have any social media, they've been wondering what you're doing, looking for information about you, wondering about the situation, and they're not really sure how they can come back into your space, what they can do here. But I just feel like they are the mixed signal type of person, where they also are just kind of childish in the sense that I'm kind of getting, where they don't really express what it is that they truly want to express on the inside. So they just come at you from a different, completely lower vibrational energy or a perspective, where they just, it's I don't know, it's just kind of childish in nature, where they can just say what they want to say clearly, but they choose not to for whatever reason. So even though that they want to come together, they want that Two of Cups energy, they're, not expressing that fully, or they're not being clear in that situation. Now, this could be someone who's already in an established relationship, or they're already kind of tied to somebody else, and that's why they can't fully, express themselves to you or come together with you, because they're already in union with somebody else. But they maybe are waiting for their period or time to separate from that person to make you some sort of offer or make some sort of communication. Now, that's up to you what you do with that. I don't know. But, I just feel like they have a strong sense of appreciation for you. And, they see you at kind of like a higher level, and they don't see themselves on that same maturity level here. And, I feel like it's just a situation where you've kind of evolved past them, and they know that. And, now they're like kind of grasping for straws as to how they can re-emerge in your life or re-enter your life. What trick can they pull out of their bag here with Magician in the Mirror? Or they, maybe they're feeling like the ball's in their court type of thing, and they don't really know how to play it here as well. So that's kind of what I'm getting in who's thinking about you at this time, number ones. If you found that this reading did resonate, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Bye. No. Hey, number two, so let's see who's currently thinking about you guys. We have the Page of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Cups reverse, Judgment in the reverse, the Tower in the reverse, and the Lovers. We have Nature, we have Past Life, Fun Times, Blonde Female, Control, Surrender, Simply Love, Just Breathe, Attraction, the Garden and the Gate, Cornucopia, Nature, and in the third house. So with you guys, I was kind of getting that it may be a friend who has feelings for you and has kind of been thinking about you, and either you may have been avoiding this person, or maybe they just started acting funny out of nowhere or being a little more reclusive and avoidant, because I feel like they're trying to control their demeanor around you, or they're not trying to come at you with that love offer, or expressing themselves emotionally and making their feelings known, but they're more so coming off in a friendly way where it's kind of like undeterminable. It's kind of hard to kind of suss out what it is, but I feel like you're kind of getting hints or that underhanded energy where you're feeling like, I'm kind of, this is a little, I don't know, a little more friendly than normal or whatever, or you're acting a little different, or you're acting a little weird, especially if they're being a little more avoidant. This could be someone who you have some sort of soul connection to, or they feel as though that they have a strong pull in your direction, especially with ooh, that came out really weird. Especially with attraction here. I feel like they're, really seeing you in a romantic light, seeing you as beautiful or charming or endearing. This can be someone who you've had a lot of fun times with, or you guys have, good energy when you're around each other. You have good conversation, you're able to hang out, but they see you as someone who they can have a really deep set abundance with, or they see you as an abundant person who has a lot of nice things, or, they just see your life and they kind of idealize you. Maybe they, make you out to be a little bit more than what you are in their head. And that's not like shitting on you guys, because I feel like, I know you guys are great, but they're kind of making this kind of fantasy about you in their mind, and and it may not be realistic, their image of you. They're kind of over idealizing you in a sense, but they may be kind of locked in the friend zone, or they feel as though that they're kind of locked in the friend zone with Garden in the Gate, and that they can't really release themselves out of this place, so they're just trying to keep themselves under control. I feel like this may be someone who's just been either fighting against this feeling or going against this connection here as well, not really wanting to, put too much energy into it, fighting against that inner nature that they're having, that inner drive or that magnetism that they're feeling towards you. And they've been having an issue with finally surrendering towards it. But I feel like they may be, trying to, finally let those walls down and express how it is that they feel. This could be someone who's really communicative in nature. I'm seeing Gemini energy coming through. I'm also getting Earth here as well, and I see Scorpio showing up too. So this could be someone who's lighter in complexion than you, maybe have lighter hair or eyes, or you in comparison to them. A blonde female could be involved in any way, shape, or form, or not, depending on your situation. Now, I'm also seeing that they're just someone who really, really thinks or overthinks the situation. You know, they're kind of more so in their head than anything else. And they may be someone who kind of word vomits, or jumbles up their words in a sense, or they're kind of quick speaking and really witty. So it may just kind of pass you by the little hints that they're dropping, or they may say something that's kind of like, that was a little weird in a sense. But I feel like they're really, really feeling connected to you with simply love being here. But I feel like this may be something where they may be a little more reclusive these days, or they're more so in isolation from you, or trying to pull back because they don't really feel as though that you guys are going to be able to connect in the way that they want to with you. Now, this also may be a situation where there's somebody standing between you and somebody else who's kind of thinking about you. This could also be like a friend who's wanting to reconnect with you, and this could be like not on a romantic level, even though it's kind of looking that way, where there may have been distance that happened between you and this individual, but they're reminiscing on the fun times that you guys had. You guys may have been the type of people where you guys shared a lot of communication, a lot of jokes, had a lot of inside jokes, things. You did a lot of stuff. Maybe you spent a lot of time outside with one another, but something may have happened between you and them that was kind of disastrous. So they're been kind of avoiding getting into that energy between you and them again, for fear that you and them may end up having some sort of disastrous ending again, or things will end abruptly just like they once did before. So they may be kind of controlling themselves here as well, and being pulled back or holding themselves back in a sense, or they feel like the boundaries have been drawn between you and them, and that they can't come back into your space. Especially if this is people who are seeing you level up and gain some success with cornucopia. Maybe you just came into some newfound abundance, and they've been watching you from afar, and your life just kind of looks like really glamorous to them, or that you've been doing really great, or things have just been going well for you, and maybe they feel locked out of that abundance, and they're just kind of coming to terms with that, that you've gone through this change, and that they can't really sit with you in a thing, and they've been kind of wanting to reconnect with you and get back into that energy. So group 2, that's what I have for who's kind of thinking about you right now. If you like this reading, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Bye. Hey, group 3, so let's see who's currently thinking about you guys. We have the 2 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, the 4 of Wands, and the World. We also have long distance, fair male, obstacles, seek financial constraints, confront anxiety. It's safe for you to love, balance, new beginnings, and Mars. So with you guys, this could definitely be someone who's at a distance from you, or you guys are not closely connected, or you have an issue with coming together physically here as well, especially with long distance and the World being here. You guys could definitely be in a long distance connection with someone, or just emotionally distant from one another. But I feel like this is someone who's been really weighing up the option between you and what they want to do, maybe even you and somebody else. Or this could be someone who is just really, really indecisive, or they're very, very wishy-washy, off and on type of person. Maybe this is someone who's just finally reemerged back into your life, or they want to, but between you and this person, there's always some type of obstacle that arises. There's some bump in the road. There's a reason why you guys can't come together. There may have been something that needed to be fulfilled energetically, karmically, that had to happen here. But I feel like this person is really in between 2 minds when it comes to you. They don't really know what the next step is that's going to be here, and maybe there's going to be something that needs to be confronted between you and this individual, where there's some elephant in the room when it comes to you and this person that's not really being faced head on here. You could be dealing with a Virgo. I see fire energy heavily, earth signs as well, and potentially Aries too. But I'm seeing more so that this person doesn't really know what the next step is going to be like here. And I feel like they've gone through different phases in how they feel about you. You know, they've gone through deciding, weighing it up, you know, then it's like, what's the next step? Maybe they've even waited, you know, for other things to come in for them, but eventually they've just come to that realization that they want that stability with you. They want to come back in and make things balance here. I feel like with Seek showing up, they've really been, you know, internally reflecting on the situation. They're trying to understand, you know, what is going to happen here, if anything is going to happen here. And maybe they've also just been going through a rough time in their life with financial constraints. You know, maybe they felt like they couldn't come forward and express themselves to you or have a certain situation here with you until they became financially balanced, until they gained some type of equilibrium, or, you know, things finally stabilized in their life here. And I feel like they've kind of completed some sort of phase in themselves and, you know, closed out some certain chapters, overcame some obstacles, and now, you know, things are finally open or about to be aligned for you guys to be able to connect if that's what you want, or if that's, you know, what they want. But something needs to be faced. There's definitely something that needs to be confronted. Maybe there was something that happened between you and this person that kind of left everything up in the air here as well, where there was this obstacle that you guys have both been avoiding, you know, or maybe they had avoided you at one point and now, you know, they know that they need to, you know, finally face this situation head on. Or, you know, if they've kind of left you in this limbo-like position and things were left up in the air, and, you know, they've really been thinking about the situation heavily with anxiety, and, you know, they're kind of confronting the fact that they do want a new beginning here. But I feel like they don't know if it's safe for them to put themselves out there, if it's safe for them to, you know, come back, especially if this was something where they had you in a third party situation or they were kind of juggling two other options here as well. But there's definitely this energy where it's kind of been weighing on them to confront the situation. They're trying to take action, or they know action needs to be taken here. You know, they've been waiting, they've been thinking, they've been, you know, pondering, they've been on the verge, they've been at that crossroads, but now they're finally waiting, or no, not waiting, but finally putting themselves in the gear to take some sort of action here. But this may have been a situation where they, you know, push the ball into your court, or they wanted you to make a move. In a sense, they wanted to see what you were going to do, but you weren't going to do anything. So now they're finally coming to that realization, but they don't know if it's safe for them to express themselves, because I feel like they don't want to meet rejection. In a sense, they've been really worried about how you're going to receive them or where the situation is going to go here as well. So they've been, you know, reclusive, they pulled back, they were in hermit mode, and they can be in hermit mode right now towards you, where they're not fully, you know, here communicating with you. But I feel like they're, you know, trying to decide what direction that it is that they want to go in, and that could be between you and somebody else here as well. But there's been some type of internal balance that this person has been needing, or, you know, you pulled away from them and they don't really know where you stand, and so they're kind of trying to muster up the courage to kind of seek you out. So you could be dealing with someone who's fair in complexion, who's lighter than you. You could be lighter than them. You could be dealing with a fair male, or, you know, you could be that fair male, however else it fits in for you. So yeah, I feel like they just want to know if you'll be receptive, or they don't know, so they've kind of been worrying about that situation, especially if they kind of fucked up before and, you know, just things didn't happen how they needed to happen. But I do feel like they want to come in a more balanced place, or, you know, they finally have calmed down, especially if they were, you know, doing too much before and they were a busybody. I feel like they're calming down, and, you know, they're getting a little bit more grounded and, you know, centered, in order to finally be mature enough to handle a connection with you. Now it's up to you. The ball's in your court. You know, just because someone wants something with you doesn't mean that you have to accept or have to deal with that, especially if this is someone that, you know, just it didn't work out, and it was kind of stupid how things unfolded. Because, you know, there's connections that happen that like that, but there is a new beginning on the horizon. Whether you take it is up to you. So that's what I have for you guys. Number 3, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video. and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye. Hey, number fours, last but never least, let's see who is thinking about you guys. We have the Five of Wands in the reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, the Five of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. We have getting to know each other, door to personal healing and happiness, intuition, purity, the world, healing, find balance, true love, soulmate, in the fifth house, take the lead, flow, and wallflower. So I'm kind of getting a few different messages for you guys. So for starting off, for the first half of you guys, there may be, someone who you had some sort of conflict with, you had some sort of falling out with. They're really regretting that, but they're kind of holding themselves back. They're feeling kind of trapped, self-trapped, that they can't free themselves or they can't come back around to you. They're kind of ashamed as to what happened here. They feel kind of guilty or disappointed, and they're kind of just grieving the connection. But they don't feel as though you and them can get out of this karmic cycle. They feel like you and them keep hitting the same position, but I feel like they're wanting some sort of change. Maybe you and this person have some sort of intuitive connection where you guys can kind of telepathically communicate or pick up on one another, where you guys kind of think of each other at the same time type of thing. But they know that they need to make more of an effort, or an effort was needed to be made, but they're failing to take the lead, or they're wanting you to be the one that initiates action here. Especially with Wallflower, they're just kind of hanging on the edge here, but they want to heal the situation. They definitely want to make things right, but they don't know how, or they're not putting any energy into doing that. Now, on another note, for some of you guys, you may have reconnected with somebody recently, or I feel like some of you guys are connecting with somebody new, or you met somebody new and they have dealt with some sort of hurtful situation in relationships, or they just came out of something, and this person may have just been getting to know each other, or connecting and learning each other, spending more time together in a sense. But this may be someone who's a little reclusive, or they kind of seem kind of detached and hard to reach, even though you and them have a strong connection, or you feel it intuitively, you feel that connection. This person definitely needs to go through some sort of healing, and they're trying to find some sense of balance. Or this could be you, and they know, or you've expressed that you're going through some type of healing period, and they're kind of waiting for you to give them that green light. But for those of you who are dealing with someone who's just come out of something, they're waiting for that time when they're going to finally be ready to take the lead, because I feel like they've been focused more so on themselves and their own healing and their own happiness and their own stability, and they may be more self-focused and not to say self-centered, because focusing on your healing is important. It's not a negative thing, especially if they have gone through a hurtful period. So it may be a situation where you may have to be a little more patient with this individual until they finally, get that perspective and outside of themselves, where they kind of look at things and like, oh, okay, there's more to life than, what I've just dealt with. There's better things out here for me. Now, for those of you who are dealing with someone who wants to come back to you, they've kind of been, just watching, or not even just watching, but, just sitting back, thinking about the situation, recounting what happened, and, they're seeing you in a much more pure light, with purity, or, they're conscious, they really want to clear it, or they have really good intentions, or whoever this is that's coming towards you, their intentions are pure, or they're trying to come at you in a more pure perspective, because they've looked at things from an external view. I don't know why I can't speak. They've looked at things from an external view, and they're trying to rebalance the situation. They're trying to understand you a little bit better, and maybe that's why they've just been kind of observing you. Even if this is someone who you haven't connected with, maybe they know, or they can pick up on that you've gone through situations that have been less than stellar, that you've gone through hurt, and they want to be the person that's that change, or they want to take the lead and take that initiative to kind of open that door for you, to show you better, or whatever. Or could be someone who's pleading now, or internally they're feeling like, oh, I'm better now, I've changed, I'm growing, I've grown, but can we get past this? I don't know if we can get past this. Or they're trying to heal themselves so that they can open themselves up to a new beginning with you. But I definitely feel like you and someone are having some sort of soulmate connection. There's some sort of potential for a real authentic connection to be manifested between you and someone else. You know, it's just someone's gonna have to take the lead and the initiative to go after that energy here as well. Someone's gonna have to make more of an effort. Even if you're in a relationship, I feel like you guys are trying to get out of that conflict and move past that situation where you guys keep hitting that same bump in the road. I feel like you guys are finally trying to surmount it. But someone is definitely seeing you in a more romantic light, especially with fifth house. You know, they're, you know, feeling that romantic connection with you. They're feeling that soulmate energy here with you. And I feel like they're finally coming to a realization about it, especially if this is something that they didn't notice before. You know, if they were kind of crying over spilled milk towards another situation, or you guys were just more so focused on the conflict. Someone is, you know, shifting that perspective. They're, you know, seeing things from a different light here. They're seeing you in a different light. They're seeing the purity in you here as well. But I also just feel like someone wants to show up in your life with good intentions, and they've been observing the situation. They've been observing you. This could be someone who's just kind of like on the outside looking in to a situation, and, you know, knowing what needs to be fixed and knowing what needs to be changed. You know, whether that person implements that action is up to them, and whether you accept them back in is up to you. But I definitely feel like someone definitely wants to have a new beginning, a new opportunity here with you, and there's a strong emotional connection here. Now, even if you've fallen out with a friend, you know, they do want to make things right, or, you know, the energy is there for you guys to kind of reconnect, whether it be a family member, whoever it is. I feel like the person who's thinking about you is someone who you've come out of conflict with, and they don't want the drama anymore. They want to get past it. They want things to kind of flow better. They've been picking up on you intuitively. You've been picking up on them, especially if, you know, random people have been crossing your mind. It's not in vain. I feel like this could be someone who's kind of thinking about you, but they don't know if they should take the lead or they should take the action towards you, or if you'll take action towards them. But there's going to be some type of balance that needs to be made between you and a certain individual. You guys need to find like an equal, steady medium and kind of understand each other better with getting to know each other here. And, you know, patience needs to be had. But, you know, this person's going to have to get out of their head and that self-pity and keeping themselves, you know, trapped or, you know, stuck in a sense, and, you know, just kind of put in the right energy that needs to be faced. Now, this also may be a situation where you're not trying to, you know, get into connections with people right now. You're kind of focused on your healing, and you're gonna be the one that's kind of conveying that you're focused on more of your healing and your happiness right now, and that you've gone through, you know, a tough time here. So someone may be offering you something, or this person that's thinking about you may have offered you something, or, you know, wanted to, and you're kind of like, no, or your energy is kind of like blocking that energy off. So it depends on where you stand in that situation. But that's what I have for you, number 4s. I hope this reading did resonate with you. If it did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Shout out to everybody. I had fun.
I gotta be good.